So many angles to this one coming up, but the one that jumps off the page to Charles over there is your bread and butter, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's defense, Michigan defense against this Ohio State offense, and in particular, it's the wide receivers for Ohio State. These guys are a dynamic group. They're all different types of receivers. So our defensive backs are going to have to do a great job all day. I feel like they're going to have to be in their face, not necessarily playing man-to-man, but every time be close to the body, not allow these guys to have just free releases down the field each and every play. So I think that's the story of this game. Then, of course, with Stroud, last week, 32 of 35, to these receivers. Unbelievable game. He's the Heisman front runner right now. So I believe that's where this game will be won. It'll be eliminating what these guys do through the air.
And I think the best way to do that is don't even let him throw the football. I mean, it really comes down to Michigan's edge rushers, David Ojabo, Aiden Hutchinson, and the way those guys can get around the edge. Just check out how dynamic they are. I mean, big-time game, playing Penn State on the road. Your stars have to show up. Aiden Hutchinson, he's relentless. Bring your lunch pail. He'll be there all game long. Then David Ojabo, look how sneaky this is. If you want to be able to affect any passing offense, so much attention goes to these outside guys. You've got the linebackers. A little key blitz here from the inside. Running backs help up the tackle. Then the linebacker comes in to make the sack. So the biggest thing for me is if you can get pressure on Stroud, he completes 73% of his passes in a clean pocket. Under pressure, 53%. That's your best game plan for success if you're Michigan.
Those are big ifs, but if that's what happens, that allows Michigan's offense to play the way they want. And that's a heavy dose of Hassan Askins, Blake Corum. They want to run the football. Their offense line's one of the best in all of college football. And then that allows Cade McNamara to do what he's done all season long. Hey, let's be good on third down. Let's take some shots down the field when we can. We still have great athletes on the outside, great tight end, and don't take sacks and protect the football. I think that's the key. Now, if they don't, can Cade McNamara throw the football enough to win this game? Look, this is just a crossing route, but this was a big drive in the fourth quarter against Penn State. They're on the road, they're down, so he's proven in moments this year, he hasn't had to have too many of these moments playing from behind, that he can get the job done. So that's what I'm looking for. If that pass rush and if Ohio State's get out to an early lead like we saw against Michigan State, can Cade throw the football, make enough plays to keep them close?
And I think the best way to limit that big explosive offense by Ohio State is to keep them on the bench. Like a couple weeks ago, Brady, you said Michigan State needs to win the coin toss and take the ball. Michigan needs to take the ball, run it, hand it off, take short intermediate throws, have a 10, 12-play drive, eat up 8-10 minutes, and leave them sitting cold on the bench.
I think for Michigan, big picture, Michigan has to play a perfect game to win this game. I think that's kind of what you're up against, right? Because we know that Ohio State can score, they can score fast, but Michigan has to play a mistake-free football game, especially on offense, protecting the football, no turnovers. Hassan Haskins and Blake Corum have to go off this game. They have to, because like you said, they have to be able to play keep away from Ohio State in that high-powered offense.
I don't think this is a game. In my opinion, I don't think this is the game of keep away. We have our own weapons on our side of the ball, and we have some diamond in the rough that we found over the last couple of weeks with Donovan Edwards, Andrell Anthony. These are guys that are big, that have big play potential. So we have weapons just as well as they do. We just have to use them.
Donovan Edwards last week, 10 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown for a running back. Blake Corum missed the last 2 games with a high ankle sprain. He said if he needed to go last week, he could have. He will go tomorrow versus the Buckeyes. And the Ohio State band is in the mood for this game. Right? Social media, they're out there. They don't care about the weather, Reg. They're not complaining. They're banging through it in the snow. And good morning, beat Michigan. Go Buck Snowflake.
Go Blue.
Who needs to win tomorrow more? You or Coach Harbaugh?
I need it because when you listen to Jim, you can never really get a good sense of the magnitude of the game. Of course, yes, this is the start of the playoff, if you will. But when you think about it, this game, for the players who played here, for the alumni, around this world who live for this game, this is a big game. We haven't won. Jim hasn't won since he's been here, and we haven't won but 2 times in the last, 17, 18 years or whatever it is. So this is a huge game. When I was here at the University of Michigan, we always said, and I said this, I think the last time I was on this show, we could go 0-10. 0-11. But if we beat Ohio State, it was a good season, right? So I understand this is Jim's got 10 wins. He's going to get you 9 or 10 wins every year, and that's going to be great. But we all want this game. So this is the biggest game on our schedule every year. You heard the kids talk about it earlier in the show. We all have this game circled every year. We had practices where we had a segment of that practice that was always dedicated to this game every week. So this is a big game, man. And it can't get any bigger for myself. And I know you can't get the sense from Jim, really, from his press conference, but this is a big game for him as well.
Well, winning this game for Coach Harbaugh, Jim, to me, puts him at another level. And Jim Harbaugh's perfect for Michigan. I think he's a great coach. He's a damn good coach. Every year winning 8, 9, 10 games. Look around the country. That isn't happening everywhere. Just look at Texas right now. So point being, he does a great job. This will put him at another level winning it. And if he does lose it, again, they're still doing a great job here. They're in the end of the season, 10-1. Are you kidding me? They're doing an awesome job.
Yeah, if he loses this game, I don't think it's going to affect him. I think this season, to me, says a lot about how far they've come. I think I could be crying right now. It could be happening. I can't feel it, though, if I'm crying. But I think this game is as big as any game has ever been for Jim Harbaugh. If he wins this game, this is where names are made. This is where legends are made. He will be remembered forever if he wins this game. So it is a big game for him. I don't think we can underplay that.
Oh, this is his legacy.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. I mean, and he said it. This is what he came here to do, is get to this point where if you win, you're in. You win the Big Ten, you're in the playoff, you're playing for the national championship. That's why he's here at Michigan. So, for me, I grew up in Columbus, Ohio. I watched this rivalry my entire life. I watched John Cooper lose his job because he couldn't beat Michigan.
That's a fact.
They had great football teams. Yep. I watched David Boston. I watched all those matchups. They had great players. You guys both did. You guys always won. John Cooper lost his job over it. You know what Jim Tressel said the first day he walked in the door at Ohio State in St. John's Arena? I'll never forget it.
I remember as well.
They weren't a great football team that first year.
Yep.
But he guaranteed he beat that team up north. And he did. And as a 7-5 team that year, he did. And the rest has really been the history over the past 2 decades. So, to me, this is about Jim Harbaugh's legacy now moving forward and what direction it goes.
To that point, that's the one thing that I haven't really heard over the years is the emphasis put on this game the way that Jim Tressel did.
Yep.
We've had coaches that have coached here that said, you know what, it's another game. We're just trying to win every game. No. We're trying to win this game. This is the important one.
And he has a chance, define his legacy, right? A legacy is defined in this game for you guys as players, for coaches. He's yet to beat them. And I also just think, the narrative around Jim Harbaugh, you can't win this game. You can't win the big game. We know the record versus top 10 teams, 2-13. They've never been to a Big Ten championship and never beaten Ohio State. To me, this is Jim Harbaugh's best team he's had, and they're the best equipped team to take on this Ohio State team this weekend. So this is massive, man. This means so much for you guys, the players that played in this, and the fact, brother, you talked about and Jim talked about it. You win this. This is a playoff game. You win this, you got a chance to beat maybe a Wisconsin next week. You're in the playoff. That's what you play for. So I think this game means everything.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.